If that was a Democrat up for re-election with his "would you vote for me" number in the low 40s, we would be freaking out right now. Larry Hogan is freaking out right now. We've been told since last May that the only candidacy Larry Hogan fears, and we've been told this by Republicans who know him and his team well, is my campaign. And why? Because the only way to beat Larry Hogan is to turn out voters. And I've specialized that in my whole life. I was named the unsung hero of Obama's re-election by Van Jones on CNN because under my leadership, the NAACP turned out 1.2 million unlikely voters. My running mate, when she was chair of the party in 2010, turned out 125,000 more Democrats in 2010 than showed up when Larry Hogan was elected in 2014. And he only won by 63,000 votes. So we turn out those 2010 voters and we win. We turn out a bunch of unlikely voters and we wallop him. And I'm in this to wallop him. Because I don't care if you're Donald Trump or you're his doormat. And Larry Hogan is most definitely Donald Trump's doormat. You can look at him on immigration, you can look at him on incarceration, calling for new mandatory minimums. You can look at him on immigration, encouraging our police to become distracted being deputies of ICE. You can look at him on the environment, not standing up when Trump appointed an EPA chief who promised to attack the Chesapeake Bay Restoration Program when he was an official in Oklahoma. Or you can look at him on education, where he's toured the state with Betsy DeVos, the most anti-public education Secretary of Education in American history. Either way, whether you're Trump or his doormat, you gotta go. We're gonna win this by running towards the people on an agenda that actually solves real problems for real people in real time, investing and organizing, and turning folks out. And with your help, we will win. Thank you for being here. Hope you're ready to vote.
Hey guys, can you guys please give it up for our next governor? And he's real, just from hearing it from his mouth. And he's willing to answer any questions. We'll take a couple of questions from a couple of folks who would like to hear his response. Anybody? All right, George.
Last week I saw
Yes. Yeah.
already established a leadership. He said in his quote, it will take 3 now facilitate and prepare the racetrack, but also it's a unity. Governor Merrifield, she said that the way that she wants to hopefully keep the previous academic is that she wants to be able to.
Are you an evangelist system? I'm a student.
Other houses to build around in order to bring more attraction to the area. Political is a historical event in this city.
Yes.
It's really it's part of been here for over 140 years. It's part of what this city is truly about.
Yes.
And I'm not the biggest horse racing fan,
Right.
but I do support things that ensure that's historical content.
Sure.
What is your idea if you become governor? How would you be able to not just fix the clinical racetrack, but the community and our life?
Well, Kathy, Mayor Pugh's direction is the right one. What I'm most concerned about, even more than a horse race, is keeping the middle class in Baltimore in Baltimore. We keep building for the upper middle class somewhere else to move into Baltimore. But we don't build for the middle class to stay in Baltimore. Now, we did at one time. I can take you to places that Frederick Douglass built, right? Or that little Willie Adams invested in. But I can't take you to many places that have been built for the middle class in Baltimore, frankly, since segregation ended. And so we have to develop more into the interior of the city. We have to use those TIF dollars not just for waterfront. One of my opponents, Jim Shea, talks a lot about how he helped with the empowerment zones, how we chaired it. Well, you know what? They wrote the lines wrong. Because when you write the waterfront into an empowerment zone, well, guess what does happen and guess what doesn't happen? All the money flows to the waterfront and it doesn't flow anywhere else.
Let me just go this way.
And so we have to draw those lines further in the city to build for the rest of us. You know, I've seen too many folks move to Owens Mills because they couldn't find a good, safe, reasonably priced place to raise their kids in the city, and when I'm governor, we'll be focused on ending that.
Other questions? Anybody else?
What about addressing the number of charter schools in the city and increasing public school education funding in the city? If that's really what's holding back middle class families.
Well, absolutely, right? I mean, every good thing you want for a community starts with having a well-funded school. We've known for a long time that until you fully fund our schools, no other theory of education, including integration, actually works there. And not just racial integration, I'm talking economic integration. So I've said from the beginning that when I'm governor, we will fully fund our schools. That means we have to find $2 billion. I'm not so daunted by that. About a third of that we know we can get from the casino money, which was misappropriated. And we just have to be willing to have some courage and appropriate it the correct way. The rest of it, we have put multiple pay-fors on the table, but also a conviction that when we're talking about less than 5% of a $44 billion budget, that this is primarily about priorities. We are the richest state and the richest country on the planet. When it comes to education, it's less that we have a money problem than we have a priority problem. And when I'm governor, frankly, I'll finish the work that Thurgood Marshall helped start and that my mama did, and make sure that we fully fund our schools. Folks tell me that if we do that, I may not be re-elected. I'm totally fine with that. One, I'll make more money if I'm not. But two, I mean, real talk, if my political tombstone reads, "Here lies Vangelis, he fully funded our schools, and so we fired him," I'm good. One last question, and then we'll move on.
Before the last question, I just wanted to acknowledge before we kind of put this together.
Yes.
Okay?
Let me.
All right.
So, start off with Malcolm Ruff, who I affectionately refer to as Brother Malcolm. And let's acknowledge Landon White.
Landon right here.
Thank you, brother. It may not be obvious, brother, but you are white and I am jealous. It's just too easy. Moving right along, Carl Henry, Governor, go home. Carl Henry, go home. Yeah, jealous is just jealous, man. It's not jaloux. Breon Johnson.
Where's Breon?
Singleton Matthews. Thank you, Singleton. And Kim Rothwell. Thank you, Kim. Singleton. Appreciate you, brother. And with that, is there one last question or a tirade or a thought? Yes. You know, I have been on this issue basically my entire adult life. I was co-founder of a campaign to abolish the legal death penalty that ultimately succeeded. And as soon as that succeeded, thank you. We may take it for granted now, but in the 90s we were executing children in America, and there were only 9 other countries on the list. And they were like Somalia, Yemen, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, China. It wasn't a list that anybody needed to be on. We ended that. Right after that, I was at Amnesty International. I launched an investigation into juvenile sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Nobody had ever counted them. There were over 2,000. It's outrageous. To think that somebody when they're 16 years old can be held to the highest level of culpability of any human when their brain hasn't finished forming. As governor, this is what I will promise you. We will shrink our prison system by making it more just. What you're talking about is feeding the beast. And we have to, basically do the gastrointestinal bypass surgery on the beast and shrink that stomach. The way that you do that is you put the entire criminal justice system on the table and you make it work as a system. You focus on what works. You see, plumbing is a system, and when you design a building, you design it for the building. But criminal justice as a system, every pipe is added on, every drain is added on ad hoc, and you end up with all sorts of unintended consequences. So in Georgia, when we work with Republicans and Democrats in Georgia to shrink the prison system, we put the entire system on the table, and we focused on what works. And what works is rarely additional incarceration. There are some people think Hannibal Lecter, and we just need to keep in there. They're a very small number of the overall population. And so my conviction as somebody who teaches criminal justice policy at Princeton University is quite simply this. We can make our city and our state safer by making our prison system smaller, and yet getting more dangerous people into it. One of the supporters of my campaign, a dear friend, is Chris Wilson, an entrepreneur here in Baltimore who was sentenced to life without the